Let's read a storybook.
The hot sun shone brightly through the window as Fatima bint Asad completed her morning chores. She looked out the window and admired the tall palm trees filled with clusters of delicious dates. However, one date tree caught her eye. It was an older tree that had become dry and shivered up. Suddenly, laughter from the yard caught her attention and she looked over at the children playing. Little Muhammad shouted, "March!" And all the other children answered, "Yes, sir!" Every time he gave a command, the kids would happily follow along. Just then, she heard Muhammad tell his friends, "Wait, my dear soldiers, let me run inside and get some water." As Muhammad entered, she noticed that he was very excited. She lovingly kissed his forehead. Muhammad politely asked, "Mother, may I please have some water? My soldiers are thirsty." Fatima replied happily, "Yes, sir, right away." Muhammad giggled and said, "You're my mom. You can't be my soldier. No." Fatima bint Asad poured some water into a bowl as she said, "If I cannot be your soldier, I can at least be your supporter, right?" Muhammad looked at his mother as he took the water and smiled. "My supporter? Well, yes, that's a great idea." They both laughed heartily. Muhammad took his wooden sword and said with determination, what did he say? "I must go outside and help my soldiers get ready to protect the truth." As he ran out the door, he struck the dry date tree in the yard. Fatima bint Asad's eyes widened as the dry date tree suddenly began turning green and producing lots and lots of dates. Fatima quickly walked towards the date tree and picked a date from it. She looked at it in wonder and then tasted the date. Her eyes lit up. What a date! It was better than any other date she had ever tasted. This wasn't the first time she had witnessed a miracle from Muhammad. However, each time was a wonderful surprise. She knew there was something very, very special about this boy. Being around him always strengthened her belief in Allah and gave her energy. As she looked at the tree, she remembered how Muhammad had lost his real mother only at the age of 6. She thought to herself, "I'm so lucky to raise Muhammad in my home." Even though she had children of her own, Muhammad was super special. His foster mother Halima had also told Fatima bint Asad about all the wonderful blessings and miracles that Muhammad had brought to her home, even as an infant. She remembered how many years ago Halima had told her, "One day I was passing through the desert with Muhammad and stopped to feed him under a dry date tree. As I finished feeding him, we both fell asleep. When I woke up, I looked up and saw the most amazing sight. The tree behind us had become green again and was full of dates." Another time, Halima was outside with Muhammad tending to the sheep when one of the baby sheep fell and broke its leg. Muhammad carefully walked over and gently touched the sheep's leg. She was shocked to see the leg instantly heal right before her eyes. Suddenly, Muhammad walked back inside and started calling out, "Mother! Mother!" Fatima turned towards him and hugged him lovingly as she said, "May my father and mother be sacrificed for you. My son, how can I help you?" Muhammad replied, "My dearest mother, my soldiers need more energy. Can you please give me some dates so that I may feed my hungry soldiers?" Fatima's eyes filled with tears as she kissed Muhammad's divine head and held him tighter. She replied, "Yes, sir," and then quickly grabbed a basket and filled it with dates from the very tree Muhammad had just brought back to life. Fatima followed Muhammad as he ran outside to his friends and handed out the yummy dates. She raised her hands up and asked Allah to bless her with a child, be Muhammad's assistant and supporter. Her dua was answered many years later when she gave birth to Imam Ali, who became Prophet Muhammad's loyal partner, supporter, and successor. As she looked out at the children, she smiled and then quietly walked back inside. Before entering the house, she turned back to look at the tree one more time. It seemed to outshine all the other trees, almost as if it felt honored at the very touch of a young